a little faster. It gets a little more intense. Particularly, that team across the field is a conference foe. And that's exactly what we have in this showdown coming up. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Well, you don't see this every day. They're lining up for an onside kick on the opening kickoff. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. The give out of the gun. At the 35, he's loose. Wide open space, and he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Georgia!
And this defense really wanted to come out and set the tone and be physical, but the offense did that. They took control. They owned the line of scrimmage. They create the big explosive run on the first drive to really set the tone in this football game.
He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Delivers to stiff arm. Goes out of bounds at the 25, and that's the way to get it out of your own end. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. There he goes to the right. Past the 30. 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Sooners.
The offensive line, give me a crack, I'll do the rest. How about the Jets, the speed? He just turns it on, going 70-plus to the house. What a huge play by the running back.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Coming out with it, it's Branch. He gets a block. Oh, what vision. Dynamic on kick returns, and that one puts his offense in. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Right down the middle. Makes the grab. It's Branch. And he makes a completion there. Set up and in business at the 20.
That's why the bullet pass is so important. Sometimes these defenses, they don't give you big windows to throw into. You want to take that chance, but you cannot lob that football down the field and get it in there. Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
Under fire. Punch it out of the air. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Quarterback keeps it. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Dogs!
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. And he's out of bounds at the 24, a yard short of where he would have wound up with the touchback. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Just feeds the running back.
Well, I think the defense is expecting here on third down that this running back's going to get it again. Got it on first, had a nice carry, got it on second. Now he set him up in third and short. You've got to be physical here and make sure this guy goes backwards.
Turns it on in midfield. How about that play on the ground? They get him out of bounds at the 34. The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs.
No secret sauce, no tricking people. Third down and 1. I got to be the more physical team, Jesse, and they were.
And it's so nice, too. You've got playmakers like that guy that can take a play that's only designed maybe to get a couple of yards and turn it into a big gainer. This offense is loaded with weapons.
And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And the Sooners come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to run for it. Piles through the defense.
Yeah, and I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the first down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in these short yardage situations, knows where that first down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
The inside handoff. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Sooners come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to run for it. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
And I like this offense. They didn't panic. A lot of times you see offenses panic and want to get back in it when they're down really quickly, and they force the issue. They stayed patient. They stayed within themselves. And we're an extra point away from being a tied football game.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Branch. Across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds, and that's where the offense will go to work. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. To throw, it's Stockton. Going downfield for the big play. He's got it on the left. And they'll bring him down after the long completion, a chunk play for the offense. Georgia going up tempo.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Now he's going to break the pocket. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Have you ever met a wide receiver that isn't always open? They always want the football so much confidence. QB rolling outside the pocket, trying to make a play. Receivers had an opportunity maybe to make a play, but you know what? I'm open, throw me the ball, throw my hand in the air. You know what? That pick, it goes on the quarterback stats, not the receivers.
So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Leaves it with the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Finds a spot down the gut of the knee. Got a lot of room to the right. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown Sooners.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Smashes him with the stiff arm. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Bringing the heat. Missed his receiver there, it's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. Gonna let it fly. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on 3rd down. The screen, he can go. Got room at the 35. Bust through behind his pad. Racing down the left side. He's at the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs. Boy, these offenses are just making it look easy.
Defense optional in college football nowadays. So many weapons, so much speed on the field, so hard to defend. Defense, I don't know how you play it. I really don't. Just try to get a stop, beg for one, please.
He'll start the return inside his 5. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They go to the ground. And some room to run. Smashes him with the stiff arm. All kinds of room to the right. Past the 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
The receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. With the catch, it's Thomas. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Lost one deep down the right side. And that will fall incomplete as we have played one quarter, a quarter in which they tried to wrap it up with a huge play. The defenses have some work to do to slow down these high-powered attacks as we start the 2nd quarter. First play of the period, 1st down here. He'll try the left side.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Now, if you want to run the ball up the middle, you're going to have to block that guy. I mean, nobody even touched him, and he slanted right into the backfield, made the tackle for loss.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Mateer. Pulls it in, it's Ott. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down.
That's a nice completion. I know you don't get the 1st down. You're obviously set up in field goal range here down in the red zone, but because you've got 4th and short now, you may decide to go for this if you're on offense.
On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
To the ground with the back.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got the 1st down and more. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Georgia comes quickly to the line. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, pound, pound.
Turning it on! And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. The Bulldogs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Grabs it inside the 15. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Georgia!
This is an offense that wants to take shots in the pass game. That time they went play action, and they were throwing the go route. That's one-on-one. Who's faster? The receiver gets in behind the defender. He is able to make the catch and take it in for the score.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Sategna. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The Sooner offense returns to the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Leaves it with the back. Past the 1st down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Running it to the right. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. Give to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. Powers through. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. The Sooners are rolling down the field. Looking for room. It's Tatum.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback keeper. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there. 3rd and long coming up.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. If you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides on the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out.
He'll step out of bounds at the 11. And the Sooners want to crank the tempo. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 of the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Running back searching for a hole. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Running to the left. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They'll send out the kicker here. Absolutely perfect. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Smacks it with the stiff arm. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the 1st half. Back to throw, it's Stockton. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
One of the big risks about being in an empty set is that you don't have tight ends or running backs helping you out in pass protection. And that time the quarterback got hit right before he let it go, and that's why that ball fell incomplete.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Looking to take a shot. Makes the grab down the left side. There he goes. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down.
Well, This offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
Throws to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. Quarterback making checks. Jumped the gun just a bit, and we've got a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The give to the back. And the run goes nowhere, and that'll send us to halftime. So the first half has come to a close. We'll take a break and head over to the halftime show. Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Sategna. Makes a move. Gets it out to the 44, and he's out of bounds, and now this offense has spectacular field position. They'll start the third quarter with the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
With the catch, it's Sategna. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it. First down and more. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have any.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the back. Breaks into the open. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the first down.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Might as well give it to him again. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The Sooners in the hurry up.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day. Quite a bit of work to do on third down from the 23, and this D would love to force a field goal try. Dropping back, it's Mateer. And the deflection by the defense brings out 4th down.
And money down is where you see defenses really understand where the sticks are, play great pass defense, know what's coming, and get off the field.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Making side adjustments here. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt. Lost a throw on first down. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He wants to take the top off. He's got it down the left side. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in third and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sideline.
And the Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here comes the heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. The Dogs are moving quickly down the field. They go to the draw. He breaks a tackle. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Third down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. A designed run for the quarterback. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lick. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. To the air, it's Stockton. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Breaks the tackle. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Off play action. Pocket breaking down. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, Dogs! They move on top here on the 4th. If this dude were a kitchen knife, you would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Slips through the line. Got him on the road. another look at this Oklahoma offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense, not quitting on the play.
Looking to throw, it's Mateer. Time to take a shot. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
Well, the offense turns it over, and talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now, if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking.
He's going to let it go. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man. It's Frazier. Gives him the big stiff arm. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. Georgia going back to work with another first down. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. Throws toward the end zone. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by 1 possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making. And that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation.
Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. The Sooners will hustle to the line.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. That is a costly penalty on this defense. Now they're dealing with a 2nd and 2. On the run, it's Ott. Runs through the tackle. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Calls his own number. Fighting off the defender. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Man, I'm going to be curious to see this offense down the stretch. That's back-to-back runs. This is a pivotal part of the game. We're in the fourth quarter. Like, what are they going to lean on? What weapon are they going to go to find a way to get across the finish line?
To the air, it's Mateer. Fires to the big fella. Inside the 40. And he scoots out of bounds, picks up the first down, gets the clock stopped, and now they're in business in plus territory.
If I'm a defense, I got to make sure I stay aggressive in these situations. Sometimes people play casual and back off and give up the easy stuff. Man, continue to make this offense earn it. You got the lead. You're in a good position.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Hard running there.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Here's the handoff. Shakes off the defender. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense, getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Down 4 late. They have to convert on 4th down to keep hope alive. Throws for the tight end. Picked off. What a play by this defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that is a backbreaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
They think they can create space here with the run to the right. Turning it on. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just...
Oh, no, the ball popped out. This could change things. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Starts from their own 25-yard line. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Looking deep down the right side. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Takes it the other way. The 30. He'll